Definitely looking for some revenge here.
Absolutely. I mean, Astralis last time, keep in mind, they were playing a man down. Device at the time was sick. They had Dennis on board, still made the final. It was a pretty spectacular run. I think some people hopefully still give Dennis an applause when he returns now with NIP. But they are going against the former champions. They themselves also slightly different. No Taco anymore. In fact, not even all Brazilian. They've got 2 Americans. MiBR. MiBRs are fibbers. They're not all made in Brazil.
Well, it's a very slow start here. No rush towards Banana. You can see 3 players positioned on the CT side towards Banana here. That's Glaive with the CZ. Nice fast rate of fire. Close range expert with that weapon. It's going to be Stewie right behind him, though, at the half wall. Fallen trying to cover his teammate. And the Zipex now hunting for a bit of intel. Stewie can hear the footsteps. He'll punish the first one. That's the CZ going down. Remember, he's got armor as well. He can now pick up that CZ and be a Terminator almost, Matt. Nice opening pick, and they don't have to overcommit here. Just hold up and see what the reaction is at this stage.
So Zipex will play passively at the top side of Banana. He still wants a little bit of information, but Device is going to take the anticipation and rotate early. He'll try and get himself towards Speedway. In fact, he's going to go beyond that, all the way to Arch, and as that transpires, it's MiBR slowing things down considerably. Fallen, Tarek, and Fur will join Stewie. Zipex, they said it, you heard Dupree say it in the pre-game interview, is someone who has to be very smart, very passive, has the hard positions to play, often alone on sites, as is the case, and has to stay alive. He's very good at it. We see him do it on Dust 2, or excuse me, on a Nuke at ramp all the time. He's doing it again now as he gets to New Box. Fell the whole way back, bought himself some space, bought himself a shot, trying to save his ammo because he can't fire all his bullets away and expect to fight against Fur, who played the pillar perfectly. That gives him a kill, but look how quickly the rotations are already in position. That's due to how long Zipex rather drug out the fight. Device, good kill immediately on Fallen when he arrives. It's not like they've got him still around, Zipex, but they've got the information from him. He knew exactly where they planted. It's still not enough for the retake to be a massive success. 2 players left alive, and look what Fur was up to. He pulled the get right and went all the way back down Banana and rotated around.
It's great stuff there from MiBR. Nothing too technical, nothing too flashy. At default, the start, Stewie's focusing on the Banana control. Of course, it gets to the half wall successfully. At that point, waits for a mistake to be made. He hears the footsteps, challenges, takes down Glaive, and then, as you pointed out, Zipex, the anchor. Usually these B-bomb sites couldn't find a single kill. Bomb planted, retake gets a couple of frags, but overall, it will be MiBR looking very good. And a force buy in the second round, which we like to see on Inferno.
Flash goes out. Zipex is going to be aggressive with it. CZ running gun. We've seen a lot of more people, I think, getting off of that CZ a little sooner, shall we say? And really trying to bring back in the Tech 9s or go to the 5.7s, depending on obviously side. And I think that's something we're going to see a little more of over time.
I figure that's map dependent as well. I think that the CZ on Inferno, especially because so many cubby holes and so many great crossfires you can do. There's lots of quick kills behind the half-full barrels. It's a very good weapon of finding very fast frags. So I understand when the CZ is used here. Glaive, not in the ideal position to use it now, just trying to jump up and see if he can get information. He's got the HE grenade. Like we said, Inferno does lend itself to this force buy in the second round. Grenades deployed! Oh my goodness, they're good! And Stewie, he feels the brunt of it, takes 50 damage.
I don't know why teams still stand in the open in Banana, even when you think it's clear. Like, Astralis always nades there.
Yeah.
Sometimes they bounce them, but like they're generally, if you're in the middle, you're going to get hit either way.
Yeah, they're very, very good. They defined how HEs could be used in CSGO before. Sure, they'd find the odd kill here or there, but now they're really tactical. You won't find many frags of them, but you're weakening up your opposition to allow these sort of rounds to be successful. Now there's 2 players with Device can mow through them with that MP9, so it's all valuable. Want to find the kill, but look at this. 30 seconds remaining. There's not a whole much done by MiBR. They're towards top and middle, sure, but they've got to get through this crossfire on the A side. Mages, Device, and Dupree waiting with CZs on the other side, and they'll go through spawn. Here we go. Glaive will hear them coming. He's actually got a bit of an advantage here. He's going to get at least 1 kill here. Spots 3 and has to fall back. 10 seconds remaining.
Barely makes it inside of Ruins as well. He couldn't go to tree. That was too obvious, too predictable, and they hunt him down. Now, again, Zipex alone. He's sought and found immediately. So 2K with the kill. Cold Zero with the return, and suddenly we find ourselves with only Dupree and Device. They may elect to save, given the situation economically. That would leave them with armor and pistols, or in the case of Device, even an MP9. It's a glorified pistol in some ways, really. Okay, fair enough. You're going to save that over. The armor is more valuable. It gets them further into what potentially will end up being gun rounds very quickly.
Well, there it is.
All 5 staying alive, just to note, for MiBR. That's something we have to keep an eye on. I think that if you get sort of forced to rebuy too early now, you have problems pretty quickly in the half.
Well, that's actually a really touch and go round from MiBR. They had, what, 16 seconds when they committed through the arch to get the bomb down when 4 was on the clock there. So it could have fallen apart. All it took was 1 kill from the defending B-side players, and it could have fallen apart. No plant available. So MiBR take a massive sigh of relief there, I have to say. And Astralis now on the full eco. They did save the MP9 and the CZ, so not a completely redundant round, but overall should be another comfortable one from MiBR. You're absolutely right. The fact they kept 5 players alive is so massive now. On the T side of Inferno, a best-of-1 game against a team like Astralis that are so good at grinding you down and leaving you with just 4 spies, no nades. That's mean MiBR really well equipped this one.
I mean, Chad's made it very clear he's not in favor of this money system in the slightest. I still am very excited to see it play out on this land because it's got some options. It has a ton of options. The one downside of it for me, no matter what, you choose to do, should you want to save first round altogether with the pistols? Should you reinvest in the second round? Should you lose the pistol? To me, it's if you win, this option, there's no way of getting out of it. If you win and buy and lose a few players, those players, when they rebuy, going into the first gun round, which now comes around sooner usually, you're going to be on the back foot despite the early success. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out. Nice kill from Device. That saves his teammate inside of the site at the coffins. Nonetheless, Cold Zero was all the way up toward the tree. It's Fallen and Cold that want to try and get over top of Barbecue and get the bomb in position, but Tarek, having said that, is starting to clear out A. The problem is if he calls that, he is. Okay, I take it back. Fallen's just checking me down. I thought he was going to run all the way back down and try and get toward A, because that would lead them directly to Dupree. Device trying to do it all. Glaive's gone. Bomb's taking its timid time because this next kill determines how they choose to approach. Tarek's clearing CT. Even if Cold goes down to Device, they can still wrap to A. But Dupree's a bit of an unknown entity at this point in the round.
Yeah, this is still up in the air, with Device potentially finding this kill towards B, but I don't think he will. Cold Terra's position way too strong. That should be round confirmed. They've got a comfortable plant here with 20 seconds remaining. Dupree and CT spawn. Maybe he gets one more kill from an inquisitive terrorist player towards CT spawn, but that's about as good as he's going to get. Nice position. Probably went pretty far at that, but he can't find the shot, and Cold Zera will keep the round clean. 2 players go down, but that's fine because they came in with a plethora of SMGs and pistols in the last previous round, so we'll see now. The rifles come through, but Device and his AWP is brought out. So, will the AWP be purchased on the T side? I don't think so just yet, until Device becomes a real problem for them. They probably want to focus on Wolfpack mentality, have rifles going in together, trading frags. The AWP, as we all know at this point, not super effective on the T side of Inferno, but Device, he can be destructive with his on the CT forces. Flashbang over, as it will be Astralis going for that B challenge here. They're going to try and fight back the best they possibly can, but look at Zipex. He is absolutely done for here. Glaive will do what he can to keep his teammate alive. Now, once again, anchoring towards B. Device is there to pick up the pieces. This is actually working out for Astralis quite well.
Quite well indeed. Tarek behind the smoke bomb down, and they know he's there. Zipex gets up on top of the sandbags and makes, or rather wastes, no time in finding him. So MiBR's 3-round gain and spread about to come to a halt. It'll be Cold Zero that's desperate to try and pull this back, but look at the setup.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much of a chance here. That's really smart from Astralis there, and actually quite intelligent from MiBR. The reason they go towards B is because they know that second round force buy came through. There's not going to be as much money available with the CT sides on this first official gun round. They might not have incendiaries, for example. They might not have everything they need to hold off a B approach like that. So you can see what MiBR are going for, but it was so chaotic towards the top there. Zipex having to extinguish the Molotov by the sandbags, and actually is the reason he stays alive. Gives enough time for Dupree and Device to rotate over, and Device just lights them up with the AWP, and they win the round comfortably. So we are off. Another buy available for MiBR, but it's the last of the Brazilian cash here. As nades are exchanged, as 3 players once again towards that banana position. Zipex once more at sandbags, maybe looking to get some full control here. They smoke T-steps, just investigating that no one's close range. That's a really nice, efficient procedure here. So sure, it cost them a smoke, but they've stopped that initial pressure, and they can potentially leave Device alone there now with the AWP.
On the half wall, he'll stare at the adjacent surface because he's trying to avoid flashes going in his direction. That may not matter because there wasn't one. And before the smoke bloomed, Fallen took the initiative to just straight peek. That caught Device out, and naturally it touches out Astralis because now their main weapon, their cannon, is gone. Stewie. All right, they're going to grab the AWP. Bring it back inside of the site. Stewie, meanwhile, was heading back toward A. That's where pressure is this time. So they've already won a battle at B. They've already taken down the AWP, at least initially. Now they'll evaluate elsewhere. Kill for Dupree certainly hinders things ever so slightly. They've forced them toward the arch, though. And Xyp9x is here early. First kill with the AK. They pulled this back, and he does better than that. Bomb goes down into the hands of Cold. Very well done and well rotated from Astralis.
Very good so far. Absolutely agree. Fallen and Tarek certainly capable of pulling this one back, but maybe not with the position of the bomb towards the arch. I'll have to flash Molotov towards the library here. Fallen needs a quick kill, and he'll get nothing. Xyp9x looking incredibly sharp. His play, as of late, individually, has been nothing short of stellar, Matt. He's always been known as a great clutcher, good at anchoring bomb sites, but overall aim and individual mechanics have just got better and better this year.
That was sick. I want to see this second shot from his perspective. This was the first double spray, and he does the same thing again.
You're right.
To hit Fallen. Oh my goodness.
Amazing. So calm as well. You heard them singing his praises in the pre-game interviews, and absolutely warranted. Fantastic stuff from Xyp9x. 3-2. Astralis have broken them down to a full eco here. A chance to catch our breath. This is going to be one of the absolute best games of the tournament, I feel. Two teams that are very good and well-versed on Inferno. It's never been an amazing map for MiBR, especially their T side. They rely very heavy on coldzera to provide excellent performances, which he can do, but if he doesn't turn up...
The weird thing is, you're absolutely right in saying it hasn't been for MiBR, and I'll go as far as to say that in the history of the Brazilian lineup, except the very first iteration with Cold, when it was Fur Bolts and Steel. They were so good and it never came back. It just never did. And I thought this was a map that inevitably would become one of their best. But you're right, it's never been at the top of their pool. Xyp9x, cheeky. Glaive getting that kill will call him off of that atrium. He can now rotate back around. Bombs toward the arch. They don't have any weapons to work with, although Fallen has picked up the AWP, so that can be a problem for them.
Well, they'll take their time here. MiBR actually back in this round. Remember, this was a full eco. It's actually come down to a 2-on-2 scenario. Fallen patient with the AWP, and Glaive just trying to lock them in. They don't want to overcommit. They are alone right now. They'd be actually happy with them planting, because then they know exactly where the last two players are. 30 seconds remaining, and Fallen, he has to still go past the arch. That's a bit of an issue, but confidently does so. That could secure it in itself. coldzera goes down, and now Fallen, at this point, still winnable. He'll go for a plant that helps him protect the bomb from the pit area. I assume that's where he heads towards, but needs to get there first. He knows there's potential danger towards the quad side, and indeed arch. And this is a Fallen classic. If he was to win this, it would be nothing short of spectacular. It's going to take a 180 shot after he gets the first kill. Smoke's coming through as the bomb ticks away.
Glaive up on top of the hay bales. With an angle, and he'll find Fallen wrapping around with Xyp9x bomb in an unusual position. Will be diffused. Astralis bringing this back 3-3. We didn't really get into predictions for this game, certainly not even on the panel, because they talked about the primary matchup, which, remember, there are 3 going on at a time. They're on 3 different streams, but of course, I kind of lean toward Astralis in this.
Oh, you have to. On paper, there's nothing to suggest that MiBR will win this. They certainly are capable of, but it's going to take a few anomalies to come through. They're going to need some clutches in their favor. They got to break the economy of Astralis a few times. They've won the pistol. They've got 3 rounds on the board. Still anyone's game, but Astralis are looking incredibly sharp in these gun rounds here. Focusing towards B once again. Xyp9x, not afraid to challenge whatsoever. He's more than happy to get stuck in at the half wall here as he negates grenades, but I'm not sure Stewie can do the same. Actually doesn't take too much damage there. Goes behind him as he looks for the first pick here. Device on the other side. Not even playing for the first kill on the AWP. That's going to funnel them out. He's pushed them towards the top of middle. Is he going to retreat in time? He gets flashed, and Fur will punish. Great movement. Nice assertive play from MiBR. They've got the advantage, but Dupree is looking to steal it back, but will fail in doing so.
Glaive's gonna wrap around, tries to find out where Fur is. Pops up behind the pillar. Glaive gets taken out instead. Magisk to coldzera. Magisk to Tarek from the pit, but it's Stewie that gets the response. The bomb now is down. They couldn't hold off long enough, and Xyp9x, he's used to playing alone on the B site. He's quite comfortable to stay there this round too, because there's not much he's got to say in this. A 1-on-3 early in the game. No real need to get too aggressive and give it away early. Keep that economy rolling. The Molotov extinguishes, or rather fizzles out, burns itself out. Gives Fallen a chance to look library, but they haven't left far from the bomb, and they're not going to find Xyp9x anywhere nearby. They hold the lead, but this is their first in 3 rounds. We'll give them a slight reset. Not a full reset, but Players staying up, it shouldn't be the end of the world. The one thing they didn't pick up that they might have liked to have, certainly for Fallen, is an op somewhere lying around. AK still held, by the way, on the CT side. It's not bad.
Yeah, it always is on Inferno, especially means you can take a little bit more aggressive duels, but epitome of aggression there as he just pushes through the flames, takes down Device, he's retreating. He thought he had time, but the flashbang combo of just barreling around the corner. A little bit too much to handle there, and albeit MiBR taking the lead here, 4-3. This looks to be a timeout, Astralis will call it, as they juggle the economy around and distribute the wealth accordingly. Device has enough to purchase the AWP. Just deciding what their play is going to be at this point. Astralis were unable to win on home soil last time. Is actually SK Gaming, now known as MiBR. I guess it's got the core. Actually took them down in the grand final. Different times now, though. Astralis regarded as the best team in the world and hot favorites to take this tournament. The crowd absolutely love them. They are rabid for Astralis.
12,000 sold out, and even when North was in attendance last year for this event, it was almost like they were non-existent. You would have thought they were from a foreign country because Astralis had everyone cheering for them. Even when their games weren't on the main screen, fans were still cheering for the little side screens with the B and C matches going on.
It's so true. That was a strange experience, but it just showed you how passionate Danish fans are for Counter-Strike. It's a beautiful thing to witness. 4-3 MiBR, though. Like we said, no AWP on the T side, but it's absolutely fine. Fallen is a very proficient rifler as well. Stewie, once again, successfully pushing back the CTs. This time, though, heavy presence from them. Zipex, you normally see them as sandbags if they are trying to retake the area, smoke down towards T-steps. It's a much slower approach. MiBR just going through the motions here. And the first port of call be get the apartment's control, try and push back middle a little bit, bait out a shot here. And we'll see where Device and his AWP currently towards B will be forced to rotate.
So Device playing the Coffins this time. Glaive on the rotation. Zipex stays. The only reason Zipex rotated, and impressively, by the way, that round that he got 4 kills from Arch, shows that his timing was perfect and he can more than capably take position on rotation. The only reason he did that round is because Device died early, and Glaive took the op. Zipex very, very seldom takes the op. In this case, with Device still up, Glaive still has a rifle, Zipex is the anchor on B. So it was almost weird that he was in that position. It wasn't common. That's like a 1 in a million circumstance, and yet he picked up a 4 kill earlier on from it. Majiska Dupree finding kills. Tarek going down, so too. Good position from Dupree.
This is looking good, though. Equal trades, and now a 2 versus 2. There's 1 smoke remaining just to top up the library. That's been deployed, as you can see. Incredibly difficult retake here, especially on Device on the AWP. And indeed, he'll throw that away. That's the right call. They still have a viable chance in this one, but they're better off sticking together. And that's why they're both focusing towards quad at this point. But this is such a difficult one to win. coldzera in this position on the bike. It really is difficult to shut him down. He'll be going for a quick frag here. Not as sharp as usual. coldzera smoked out now. Means they can focus on the player on the bomb site. Comes down to the one-on-one. Device versus Fallen. And the pre-fire towards the bomb site will yield a victory. There is a kit. And Device very comfortable towards the end. It looks like it's getting quite far gone, but no chance of that one blowing up. And it will be coldzera with the initial missed shot, Matt. He normally would hit that. A bit of a wild spray from him. 4 or 5 bullets coming out of the AK. Couldn't find the crisp headshot. He hits that first kill. That's round over, but couldn't find it. Obviously didn't have the information. They were so deep towards the hay bales, but great position from him. Crossfire doesn't work out, and Dupree, fair play. He actually does a tremendous amount of damage here. It's such a strong spot. That's dancing around that pillar. Gets 2.5 kills, and Device. Nice pre-fire on the bomb side, like we said. Comfortable defuse. Nice big smile on his face. And we go 4-4.
Big smile, and just a shout out as well. Oh, hang on, 4-4 very quick. I'll get back to my shouting of outing because there's a lot of people going in and out of Boiler. Most namely, it's 2 Astralis players going in there, but out of the round. Glaive will make up for it to find Fur at the top of mid very fast. Minute 31, and Fallen's already in there. Oh, the pit on the T side. 2 misses on the AWP and 3 strikes. You're out of the old ball game, Fallen. Sit down. Cold will get Glaive to at least give them a chance. Minute 19, bombs already going down. 4 players left alive, 2 aside.
You don't expect to see that from Fallen, but still, I would say they have a slight advantage here. Great positioning from Stewie, but Device 1 step ahead of the curve. How does he know? And coldzera, he let himself down before from the pit, but can he recover this situation? He was considered one of the best in the world last year, looking to relinquish that as he'll pick up the first, looking for the second now. Device once again best him in a 2 versus 1. He'll get another comfortable defuse, and it will be Astralis back and forth, picking up the round. It goes 5-4. And with the bomb planted, there's no cash available once again from MiBR. They're going to have to take a partial here, I would say. But Device, he's getting it done today, Matt.
He's looking pretty sharp. Motivated perhaps by the fact that he did not get to play in this event last year. His first home event, as it would have been. And unfortunate circumstances ruled him out of this. Similarly, just to note, and I'm sure many people are now aware, Golden is in an unfortunate situation with his health as well. Valen's playing for Cloud9. We wish Golden well, but the shout-out I wanted to give was to the coach standing behind Astralis right now. Zonic obviously had very unfortunate circumstances within his family this week, and yet still made his best efforts to be here for the team. So thoughts with him, and good coach, dedicated, and shows up nonetheless.
Yeah, one of the most brilliant and professional men you'll meet in CSGO. Absolute legend. All the best to him. MiBR, though, with the Deagles, PT50s, not even going to say he's the partial, but he's pretty much eco. Only 2 players from Kevlar here. They have a little bit of utility, and the nades delivered towards B. Magis will take one right in the face. He'll fall back. Doesn't take too much damage, though. It's going to be MiBR just falling back towards second middle. Now, I will say, when they were in their heyday on Inferno, they were notorious for winning these sort of rounds, but with the CZs, they were so good at finding rounds out of nowhere, just when you thought you had them beat as well. Glaive and T-Spawn. Oh, it's guaranteed killer. Stewie goes back, and you don't really see many CTs all the way back there. Pretty fascinating. He's checking it all out, just covering every angle, making sure it's secure. Could go around to second middle through T-Spawn, and maybe that's what he's up to. We'll have a look. Zipex just patrolling T-steps, and no one has to overcommit. You've got the advantage. You know they're on pistols. It's tempting to hunt for frags, but right now, this setup, nothing short of idyllic. You can see everything working effectively. Zipex, great position. This one's even better, but the timing, does Stewie actually get by him? I think he made a footstep, so Glaive will at least be aware of that. Still holding patiently, though. Doesn't want to overcommit.
Pretty ridiculous. Here he comes. The fact that Glaive is here, unbelievable.
Hello.
Yeah, that's fine. No one's going to turn it around so long as Banana's clear. It is. Hits one, plus the headshot, lines him up, goes to the pistol, in fact, and closes it out. Well done, Device, with a little bit of help in the matter. Good job. Not bad to get down there that early. 44 seconds. I guess it's not that early, but considering that they were still at the bottom of middle, it's pretty good.
Really well done. Glaive is actually like an Inferno expert. I think he looks absolutely world-class in this map. He's a great in-game leader in terms of the fragging department. This map in particular, he seems to find the most ridiculous clutches, great backstabs, as you just saw. Just really understands the map and how it should be played. There's Zonic giving the old shoulder up, always trying to pick his players up in the good and the bad times, as they'll go for a faster banana play here. They're back on the rifle, as you can see, a distinct lack of utility. That's why they're trying to bully Glaive out of position. He's got the UMP. How is he still alive? The flames will take him down, but Device finds one. Still a 4-on-4. Device holds in CT spawn, and they'll take that. MiBR, they've taken quite a lot of damage for it, but still, technically on Inferno, a 4-on-4 favors the terrorist forces, and they're sticking, like I said, in that Wolfpack mentality with the rifles, making sure they can trade out and be this walking tank that goes for kills and punishes mistakes. If anyone overextends, they will be taken down quickly. Dupree's so isolated here. Surely they got to check this. They can't afford to walk past it.
I'm sorry, but the body... Oh, okay, fair enough. I was going to say the body language didn't suggest it as they were still looking away. They turned it. He still got one. I thought Device might find the no-scope toward Coldzera, but he's removed by Magisk. You're right in saying he's been one of the best last year. He was the best, according to the HLTV ratings for the last 2 years, in fact. But this year, MiBR has not had the same... That's pretty magic from Stewie. Not had the same success, and I would say he's out of the conversation for the top 3. Top 3 for me, Nico, Simple, probably Device.
I think that's fair. For now, though, Stewie 2K got himself in a winnable situation, recovers the bomb safely. He'll plant it straight up, and Zipex will use that time just to reposition here. The UMP is absolutely fine in this scenario. You can see Stewie, 25 points of health. Zipex has a huge advantage. Oh, he's got this, hasn't he? He's pre-firing the angle. He knows exactly where he is. He can hit that bomb exactly in the corner and takes him down. That's so well done. The clutch minister, they call him, and he's suddenly delivering here today. Finds the AWP, full defuse once again. Stewie tantalizingly close there, Mab. You can see his options so limited. Once he plants, he's kind of stuck in the corner, relying on his individual skill and aim to carry him through the situation. Just had no nades to fall back. Throw a smoke just to give him a bit of cover. Just nothing to work with there. And it will be 7-4. Loss bonus starting to rack up now. We're actually at the 4th stage. That's $2,900 per player. Obviously, the bonus of the bomb coming in as well, and looks like they're going to take a partial buy here. That's CZ's armor, most utility. We haven't had a tactical timeout from MiBR yet, I do not believe. So Yanko waiting to get stuck in. So 1 AK and some pistols.
Clutch Minister was Anders
yeah.
telling the story. Minister, I like that.
Yeah, when they
spewing sermons.
When we were at the London Major, we had the whole Astralis crew, like the fan base. They were in the front row.
Yeah.
They were just screaming Clutch Minister every time he gets a kill. And I actually hung out with those guys after the event. A lot of fun, very passionate fans. It's great to see. And this might be as well as Device opens things up, taking down Fur. This time, retreat safely.
Tipix is the one to early rotate this time. He's already back toward the arch. Twice that he's been there now and found multiple kills. This time it's only 2, but Glaive immediately on the doorstep. Bomb thrown forward. Tarek in a 1 versus 4 sees the man running, but can't do anything about it. AK down. He somehow didn't pick that up on the first time by, although it would have been about a step to his right. And that symbol indicates 5 rounds in a row. That is a hot streak for Astralis. The logo will remain engulfed. Remember, that also indicates that it's a max loss bonus for MiBR.
They are on fire. Definitely a fitting term. Astralis, since the gun rounds have begun, have not given much up at all. Just a single round. They lost a pistol, forced one in the second, finding that classic 0 and 3. Like we said, the meta right now is actually purchasing in the 3rd round, but Inferno is still up in the air a little bit. We're interested to see how that develops this weekend especially. Either way, the Orb's out on both sides. Fallen, quite a quiet performance for him so far. It's on 4 and 9. Cold Zeramat, 15 and 9. And the closest teammate is 6.
That's crazy. I mean, even Cold, it doesn't seem like he's doing much late round. That's all early, and then they still can't get anything done.
I'm just so glad that backs up the statement I made at the start. The Cold Zera always performs, but there's Tarek. He'll bring one back, but still a 4 versus 4. It just looks like he's got this kill, spots the little foots, and will punish it as well as he confirms the advantage for his teammates. Falls back safely. Device spots Fallen, and he'll try and nimbly make his way towards CT spawn. You can see that light footwork getting his way through towards the arch. It's still winnable for MiBR, but looking a little bit out of their depth now since the 4 buys have started.
Well, we slow it down just slightly. It's been a very fast-paced game. It's not like we've seen a lot of like early setups, jostling for position. Even the typical like dance for banana that we see with like the nades and the smokes and the Molotovs. Give it 30 seconds, then we'll see who's where. We'll take the. We haven't seen any of that. This has just been fight, fight, fight.
I like to see it though.
Absolutely.
It's great to appreciate some of the world's best duking it out in a raw style. That's Fallen. He's in CT. This isn't over just yet. He gets a nice little pick, but that's smoke. What can you do? Glaive is so aware. They know what's going on here. They're 1 step ahead of you, Fallen. He'll have to come through the smoke right now, but look, Glaive's just checking every little angle there. Zipex to pick up 1. Guaranteed frag. It's just beautiful CS. It's like a game of chess for them. They're like 2 steps ahead of their opponents and know what kind of moves they would make in that scenario. How can we block them off? They save their smokes until they absolutely need them as well. Just a beautiful display of teamwork and utility usage as well. It just really defines perfection in Counter-Strike, I think. But there we go. 9-4. Just riding the coattails of the loss bonus now. MiBR will have AKs and a Galil. They need to start getting rounds on the board here. This is looking a little bit desperate for them.
Ooh, that didn't work out, although does play to a trade as Dupree wanted to get from the top mid aggressively down toward the bench. Got to a fight early, and Magisk stays relentlessly aggressive as well. Almost like classic Virtus Pro aggression. We didn't catch it, but Stewie just got 2 kills. That's on Banana. That's on B. They're in the site. Again, with 1 minute and 27 seconds. This is ridiculous pace.
It's a bit like a DM at times, isn't it? If they just get an opportunity, they're pouncing upon it. No tactical executions here. They're straight up duels. And
I do love it.
It is cool to watch, and they'll probably go for this. They're coming up to the last few rounds here. There's like $8,000 per player on Astralis. They'll at least flirt with the idea of the retake at this point, but saving the AWP and the AK might serve them well. We'll see what they decide to do. Device is seeing if there's anyone close range for him to find an opening.
He'll back off ever so slightly, knowing that the utility's thrown. He wants to actually put a utility, or excuse me, a Molotov toward Nubox, and then positions accordingly to get Stewie, but he won't go much further. Fallen was able to slide out. Bomb's too far gone at this point, but just wants to try and take Fallen down to make sure no op is carried over, but Fallen's not going to get one. Oh, he does, excuse me. He switched back from the AK as he runs far enough clear to stay alive. That takes the flames off of the Astralis logo and gets MiBR in a position to win a round. I would say it's a reset, but we're into round 15, so it won't matter that much.
Final round indeed.
I wonder if Peter from HLTV can tell us what the shortest average round time is in a match, because this has got to be close. That was pretty good from Stewie. That's what we didn't see.
Well, you see what he's doing there at that point. The fact he's pushing through the flames is an unexpected move. He's known as the smoke criminal, but this time going up in flames. Takes down 2, wins the round single-handedly. See the claps from Yanko. He's enjoying it, but it was an expensive round still. Sure, they win it, but only one player survives. The Galils and UMP are out here, and there's a full buy for Astralis. If they get double digits here, I'm not sure it's recoverable. Astralis just too good on this map, one of the best, as they have a huge advantage here. They're just smoking up the apartments. Not sure that was perfectly thrown. As for, once again, patrolling middle, bombs there with coldzera. Stewie pushes the smoke this time towards B, and Device is ready and waiting with the AWP. Takes him down, and Zipex rotates off that. Device feels comfortable now to be alone at B. They have this advantage, and they've really bolstered the defense at the A bomb site here. Glaive waiting with the grenade, and he'll deploy that towards Arch. His teammates giving him the information and finding the kills.
Finding the kills. Fallen is going to try and find his op toward the top of middle. It's Tarek that takes down Glaive. We were able to catch that. We didn't see Fallen going down, but the obituary tells the tale as Device was able to get him with a 5-7 up close. Oh, it's on top mid from Tarek. Thinks he's clear. They think they've cleared it because he was running around optimistically toward the site, but there is Magis to shut him down. Bomb dropped. 10-5. The score for Astralis. Very fast half. And a decent score line from Astralis to build upon. MiBR with 5 rounds only. And the pistol not really amounting as, I guess, to as much formerly. No guarantee that it won't, but it's not like we can say, hey, get those 3 rounds and 10-8, we got a game. It's a little bit more work now on the CT side.
It absolutely is. You're dead on. It's certainly recoverable. If it's against another team, I'd have more hope. Astralis, they get this pistol. This could be a clean sweep. We'll see what happens. 2 P250s on the pistol. You don't see that too often. Normally just the one, but it's Device and Glaive. It's an intelligent little buy if you think about it. You get the P250 $300, a smoke and a flashbang as well. Not only do you get some range, you have the headshot potential. You get a bit of utility as well. They do not give the P250 to the players with the armor, but it's absolutely fine. Just holding up now. Debris right back in second middle, just making sure there's no pushes towards that area while his teammates start to probe and investigate the banana position. 3 CTs ready and waiting. Stewie coldzera hiding at the back of the bomb site, Fallen to bait them in. Now they won't necessarily anticipate 3 players here, man. Even if they get 2 frags, the idea is you're hiding one at the back for the surprise factor to deny the plan.
So Device ready to go with the smoke. Throws it over top of the chimney, which was already smoking, as Fallen wants to try and peek out from the CT connector. He'll back away from it. Stewie instead will try and deal damage. He's only clipped 1 player. That Zipex was jumping across, but watch for Cold. He's still in emo. 2 shots for him as he tries to slide out and find a third. Nearly got a headshot gifted, and he will. Fallen gives him 2 others, and it is MiBR that pick up the pistol.
That's so sick from coldzera. Do you see what I mean about that bait? As soon as they get the 2 kills, they assume it's clear, and the benefit of having the silent USP as well. You can't hear where he's firing from. coldzera, he's got 3 players looking the other direction as they commit to the bomb site there. He nails the first 2, absolutely. It's a bit of a struggle on the third, but all of a sudden it comes together, and there it is. A really nice round from MiBR, just what they needed as well. Fallen coming in from spawn, nice and patient, didn't give his frag away for free. You can see what it means for them. Don't leave Yanko hanging, bro. And it's going to be a full eco now for Astralis. They did not get the plant, so they still have AKs in the third, though. Pretty amazing scenes. This one now could go the distance. That's exactly what MiBR required. For masses, the M4. This is good from the Brazilians, though. You can see they're actually preparing for round number 3. A lot of teams have made the mistake, in my opinion, recently of getting too many SMGs in these rounds. But this sort of setup, you get enough utility off the 2 MP9 players, and then you can prepare for the rifles in that next round and be ready to go toe-to-toe with the AKs. Or at least give yourself a fighting chance. Obviously, the FAMAS is still outgunned, but it's better than an MP5, for example.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. convinced yet by the MP5, wondering when that allure is going to wear off. Collisions like that, as pretty as those windows are not necessary, but nonetheless, that nade catches one. Rather unfortunate for Fur, as he gets no damage dealt, which would have been a decent nade, as a matter of fact, and he'll fall. So that opens up a bit of access toward the arch. They don't want to run forward to get the gun because they know that, well, now they certainly know that Tarek is around the corner on Moto. He'll back off to the site. And in doing so, it is the FAMAS gained, attained, and trying to deal the pain. As Tarek gets back out, though, it's 2 more down. He turns back, realizes they've got toward Graveyard. That distraction is enough to make the distinction for Glaive to walk out. Cold still has the pit, but the bomb planted, his money injected. On top of that, $2 grand they already have from the new bonus system. They just on to Fallen. This is actually getting quite interesting for MiBR, so luckily Cold's up to the task. He'll find Device and Magisk inside of the site.
They get a plan, though. 3 kills. That was a round with just Glocks. A PG-50 or 2 at most. Nothing else. They get the initial kill. They make it uncomfortable. That was still winnable towards the end as well. Very patient play from coldzera to make sure he survives. Sure, he could have been a bit more aggressive, maybe denied the plan, but overall he's looking at round victories. That's the most important thing. He's got 23 kills, Matt. The next closest player on his team, 8.
9, Tarek.
9, Tarek.
So call you out.
It's because he's at the bottom of the score.
I know,
it's
confusing, I know.
What is that?
It's the assist points and whatnot.
Indeed. Well,
and bomb plants.
coldzera continues to be the shining star for MiBR and Inferno. It always has been the case. I didn't think it would be in this sort of manner, to be honest, but still, it's cool to see. You got to respect him, and coldzera is doing absolute work on the server right now. The top bracket for Astralis is currently Device, of course. It's such an honor to be casting this, seeing these 2 guys going at it. Really cool way to kick off the Blast Pro series here.
8 or 9, your point still stands. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yes.
That for both sides, I mean, 23 kills in 17 rounds is fantastic, but you gotta have someone else giving him a hand.
Yes, indeed.
Smoke goes deep. Device is already inside of that. Nade's gonna bounce and should do some damage because it catches the outside of the barrels as well. So in bouncing further around the corner, it does actually do nothing. Oh, it is fallen. Okay, 83 damage. So it did do a little bit. Force him, or at least make him consider retreating to the site, which they do now, and go for the boost instead for Stewie. Again, though, this is what we talk about. MiBR win that opening pistol. They lose 3 players in the next round. So by the time we hit round 3, which is now the gun rounds, you have AKs on the CT, or the T side, excuse me, on the CT side. You're left to battle with the FAMAS in both the hands of Fallen and Stewie, and very little utility because you've had to reinvest and you don't get the benefit of the bonus to build your bank up.
Yeah, the motto of that story is don't lose to Glocks, no armor.
Yeah.
I try and play as passive as possible, but Astralis, that's a great technique from them. It's not like you can just say, oh, we won't die. Like, if they come running 5 players, all great aims, dinking you with Glocks, like, what are you going to do about it? Either way, here we go, Dupree. He helps himself to a frag on the A site, and coldzera's in a lot of trouble. We know he's been performing well so far. Needs to find that crisp aim. There's a nice kill. Stewie will chime in as well on the other side of the map, but is this going to be enough? It will be, apparently, with the AK-47. That's wonderful from him. He goes down to 27 points of health, and Fallen, he'll be coming up top of middle as well. They do not have a kit or any grenades to speak of.
Bomb continues to tick with both players in the site. They're going to be naturally looking toward pit, which I was going to say should make it easy to dissect for Xyp9x, but he lost Glaive in a hurry. Fallen turned around quickly. Nonetheless, he finds 2 kills, and it is now 11-7, still in favor of Astralis. And back to very little weaponry for MiBR. I think it's... Yeah, the new money system seems great in theory. It seems very punishing as well, though, for the CT. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Yeah, Sonic likes that.
Oh, of course. He's just telling the boys as well now. Calm down, everyone. I know it's going well.
1 round at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We could be coaches.
Exactly. That's all you got to do.
Wow, don't say that to Yanko.
Full eco. And Stewie can't hear coach. So we're going to take a pause. And
speaking of Yanko.
Indeed. So this is a tactical timer, but just making sure the team speaks all cool. And it is going to be MiBR with around $2,000. So I do not think they'll be investing into this one. They're going to get $1,900 into the next round if they presumably lose this one. Will that still be enough to buy? They'll be on about $4,100 per player. Yes, is the Short answer to that question. No is a long answer against a team like Astralis with just the M4, some armor, maybe a smoke. I don't think it'll be enough to contain them. So that's what they'll be discussing now. What's the play here? Maybe take the force buy and see what you can do. I'd assume they'll take an eco though with maybe P250s. We'll see. As Yanko gets stuck in. Gold Zero, 24 kills now. Device hit 20 yet, not quite. He's on 18. We'll see where this buy leads us to. Excellent game so far. I'm so happy that MiBR won the pistol in the second half. Third round always going to be a little bit distressing after losing so many kills in the second. But we're still sorting out the issue with the TeamSpeak.
Well, that means the timeout technically has not started. Keep that in mind. The tactical timeout has not started. The technical certainly has. (11-7), fast game. Astralis still in the lead. I guess you say you're happy to see MiBR be in this and win the pistol. I'm just excited to see them look competitive again. There's been some periods since the roster, I guess, changes, the speaking of English rather than Portuguese, the bringing in of the two Americans, that it didn't look encouraging. It didn't look promising. There was even a hint at it. You know, just in speaking with them, that if it really didn't go well, and they're going to actually reset the round and everything, so we'll go back to where we were. It's not a big deal. We were in freeze time anyway. There was a hint at it that if things fell apart so badly at the major, that they may even give up on it and go back to being a Brazilian all Brazilian lineup. So it's nice to see they're sticking with it a little bit. It's starting to come around, I think.
I'm sure you're all aware at this point, but we do have 3 streams concurrently running today. We do have, obviously, MiBR Astralis. This is the best game, in my opinion. Stay here, listen to our dulcet tones. But you do have FaZe and NIP on the other stream here. So currently FaZe up 12-8, and Na'Vi, Cloud9. Cloud9 with a stand-in balance playing are actually up 10-9
Wow.
against Na'Vi right now. That's insane.
That's a Mirage as well.
What the hell's going on there? Wow.
But stay here.
Let's definitely stay here. They do force buy, just a note, on the MiBR side. So we did speculate as to their options. This is a brave call, though. They're going to have to hope this is at least
Can I just
a dent in their economy.
point out, we discussed, as Mid just takes down Tarek, that this game seemed very fast. All 3 games are in either round 18 or 19. That suggests to me the pace of the others have been very quick as well.
Yes, indeed.
And close games in all 3 of them.
Well, all the action kicks off in the arena tomorrow. Cheeky 2-day event.
Cheeky indeed, 1 day in the arena, but a lot of matches, 3 at a time tomorrow as well. All 6 teams in front of you on the stage. Not all the games broadcasted in the same manner, obviously. You can really only have a couple of voices at once. Me talking over Anders, talking over Jason, talking over you.
Yeah.
Talking over Scrawny and Launders might be a bit of a problem.
Could be.
Inside of the site, they'll find Stewie. That's all too easy. And again, just to build up the hype a little further, 12,000 capacity, completely sold out. Planted for Zipix. It's Dupree that will back off the hold Banana. Fur and Cold, they'll wait to try and stay alive. Good positioning from Fur. That should yield him at least 1 gun if he can get there. It's quite far away inside of the ruins, but he does manage to click on it rather than run out behind the door, and he takes down Magisk. I don't know that there's much of a chance in this. He's picked up another smoke, so he'll use that to try and retreat. But Dupree, we saw it. He was running down Banana early. Is going to lock Fur in with the 19 HP that he has. That's all he has. He'll go down inevitably at this point in time. So he just wants to try and take more down with him. That's not going to happen.
Oh, this is not looking good now, Matt. That's going to be 13-7, pretty much locked in. That buy for me, it was just pick your poison time. You either go into this round of $4,000 on the CT side, as I speculated, not really enough, but you could have taken a partial buy there with maybe Deagles and armor and then had a fighting chance and had more of a efficient gun round going forward. But now this is just getting dangerously close as they take the full eco, and match is paused again, and it's another TeamSpeak issue, I think. So not a chance for Yanko to get involved once again. Is the replay of the CTs desperately trying to retake, and Dupree mopping up with the MP5.
So Zip your lip. He'll stay inside and wait it out at T-spawn while we talk things through from both sides. The money is not amazing at all. Just to note, 20-second freeze time. Sometimes we still see the 15 built into the server rules. Some teams don't seem to care about that. A little bit of a difference when you've got tactical masterminds on it. Can be detrimental. So we are going to see an MP5 on the T side. knowing that they're going up against these armorless, in fact, completely void of any utility or buy at all. They're saving their pennies, Henry.
You got to at this point. No choice. No say in the matter. Got to take that full eco. You can't even afford a P250. That's when you know times are bad, man.
Oh, man.
If a player like Fur
That's a recession.
doesn't even have a P250, he loves to have a little investment here and there. But, you know, stay calm. Take the full eco, and these SMGs, they're absolutely fine walking to the B side. If you do find a full stack, you're giving up an MP5, pretty useless against the full buy. Fallen spots and company, and not really much you can do, I'm afraid. He's there alone. That's round in itself. There's always a small, like maybe 5% chance you can win these sort of rounds with the USBs. But at this point, it looks like a foregone conclusion. We'll see MiBR look for exit at this point. As Dupree's in a perfect position. Oh, that's good. Ting Tuck. This could be him going down. He's just going to try and stay alive.
Molotov as well. That's kind of clever, actually.
Yeah.
Tarek commits to it, and not only that, before he dropped down, it actually did a tick of damage, so Dupree had an easy pre-fire. I don't know if that was part of his intended plan, but added benefit. And now it's Device and Dupree to collect at top middle, so that all that early damage doesn't really matter. For left, well, really just waiting to die at this point, I'm afraid to say. With only 11 HP, that'll make it 13-7.
That was kind of cool. Like, Dupree just looked like, oh, he's going to die now. Oh, he's going to die now. Like 3 times, he just avoids certain death. His teammates just finding headshots left, right, and center. Here we go then, the last few chances for MiBR. 13-7. Astralis looking domitable right now. And we'll see if Fallen can get out of the orb. I don't believe he can. Is the replay? Not really much to get excited about, I'm afraid. This was quite cool. Like he said, a smart idea. And Tarek had the right intentions there, just jumping in it. Why not? You might get a kill. Not a big deal if you don't. And for Mass, for Fallen, 4-4s, no kits. It really isn't ideal, but they'll have to be a little bit smarter with their setup. How can they get a pick here? How can they upgrade to an AK potentially? They need to maybe be a little bit more assertive in these sort of rounds. You can see 3 players. This is the adjustment. They've gone for a bit of a YOLO stack towards A on the quad side. You normally have at least 1 player towards Arch, but this is fine as well. If you boost someone up on quad, you can obviously see over the quad smokes. You can see towards Arch side still, so you can give a good clean call if they make it around there. But you are extremely vulnerable to flashes. And if you get flashed and caught in that corner, you're not really going anywhere. That's why right now, if you look at Tarek's position, he actually stares at the wall. That's to avoid the flashbang. His teammates beneath him in that quad.
Well, the flashbang's already gone, so he'll look, he'll see above the smoke, and he takes down both Magisk and Dupree. Little magic trick of his own, Tarek.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. Like I said, vulnerable to the flashbang, you can look over the smoke. He does that perfectly. So if he gets pushed, his teammate can back him up. But that's how you want to do it. A nice setup there, considering their low economy. And this round looks like a lock-in for them, but still 45 seconds on the clock.
In from the top of Banana. Smoke down, Stewie. He'll have the hole from Coffins on his own. Does that before the smoke blooms in front. Brilliant shot as well as Device hits the deck. MiBR not done yet. 13-8, looking like Leave's going to try and get a bomb plant, and the flash means that Xyp9x can do nothing to keep him alive and allow for that. So really, he's just looking to try and damage the economy at this point in time. 8 seconds left, and he actually isn't even going to do that. He wants his AK.
Yeah, no.
I want his AK.
Nothing available to him apart from death here, potentially. He'll hold towards logs. CT's pushing towards his position. Not going to find him in time, I'm afraid. Xyp9x did spot the barrel attack, but nothing that he could fire at. 13-8. Great work from Tarek there. Like we said, had to find an ingenious way of yielding frags without the AWP, without all the utility, without the kits. Needed early kills, couldn't let them get onto the bomb site, and it works out perfectly there. Plenty of cash for Astralis, of course, and we have got a TS issue again, so we'll wait for that. TeamSpeak, normally the MVP of CSGO tournaments. I've never seen anything crash as much as that software, but...
I heard it works better if you actually name the file to word.exe.
Not bad.
Everyone should give it a go.
They've got signs here with word.exe on them.
Do they?
Yeah.
I think that should be forsaken.
Yeah. Nice work. Here we go then. It's just them discussing on the server now. We apologize for the delay. I know this is excellent. We're all enjoying the game. We want to get back into it as soon as possible. And we'll see if I can get the information. It's because apparently they've hosted theirs on LAN or something. They're all chatting away. It's very friendly. 2 very professional teams. No banter here. Just business.
114 ATR on the losing side. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
wild.
just to note, though, he's only on 24. That was how many rounds ago that you pointed out he was on 23? I guess it was round 17. He pointed out because it was 10-7,
After
and we've
the
had a
pistol,
few
yes.
timeouts about that. So, since then, excuse me. So, believe it or not, he's still 11's the next closest. That's Tarek. That's only 2 more for him as well. So they haven't got a lot of kills in that time. But it has slowed his pace a little bit.
Na'Vi have taken their lead against Cloud9. The 11-9 is tended to 13-11. On their best of one on Mirage. The FaZe and IP game, looks like FaZe on the precipice of victory with 14-10 in their favor. Same map as well, Mirage. We are playing Inferno. And hopefully going to get back into the action very soon. You can see we've had a player drop out, so that doesn't bode well. Let me see if I can go back on the chats. Get some of that sought after intel.
Turtle Beach, built for PC. I'm built for the beach, Hank.
Built for the beach.
Been working on my dad bod.
Yeah, man, it's coming along nicely.
Thank you.
I'm almost up there with you as well. I'm trying to work on it.
You've got the dad, I've got the bod.
So we'll have a look at the CT bar. Let's just discuss what MiBR can do going forward. They've got about $2,000 per player right now. That is well within reset territory. If you lose this round with 5 players going down, 1,400 bucks into the next will not yield a full buy at all. So this is pretty much must win. Lose this, you're 14-8 and still with SMGs and rifles. So the pressure's on, I'll say that much. As we do lose one of the Astralis players. Zipex.
I've worked it out. I know. Every
I was
time
just
you
doing
know
it, I
it,
was like,
it's always tough.
oh.
Which one is it?
Yeah.
Give me a second, brain. It's like doing maths live on camera. You got to figure it out. It is Zipex that has dropped. So imagine they'll fix up a little issue for him before we get rolling again. You're right, though. Reset certainly possible. Going 14-8 on a reset right now is going to be a massive problem for MiBR. Give us an update on the A and C, why don't you, Hank? Because
Well,
you've got it there.
It's transpiring quickly. 14-11 now for FaZe against NIP. They're the ones. FaZe are the ones in the lead, of course. There, the favourites for sure. But NIP have been showing some up and down form recently. On a good day, they can definitely challenge the likes of FaZe. Na'Vi, Cloud9, like we said, 13-11. That scoreline seemed to have slowed down. Maybe they're having similar issues over there. It will be Cloud9, presumably giving that one away. But fair play to Valens. I'll check in on Valens' score. Let's see how he's getting on.
That's a good point.
Valens is not bottom. It's Flusher 5-19. Valens 14-20.
Flusher on the bottom.
That's
Perhaps
insane.
that's to do with the fact that Golden, his Swedish counterpart, isn't there to understand his play style. I don't know.
To be fair,
reading into that a little bit, but
Valens was in TSM, I believe.
yep, not long ago.
Not
With
that long ago. So
Semphis,
he's
Sick, Twist, and who was the Automatic? Actually, that's right.
So he's not going to be like a stranger. It's not like this situation at the major where Space Soldiers had what's his name?
No,
Godstar.
you mean Envy?
No, it was at the last major.
Sorry, that's right.
Space Soldier.
That's right. I forget his name as well.
They're calling him Godstar.
Because I
Can't
was
remember his
even
actual
thinking,
name.
I was going back to the major Atlanta when we were still in group stages. So we were still in Atlanta. It was the Boston major, excuse me, when Envy had to play with their coach at the time.
Malik, was it?
Malik, and Malik had never played a competitive CSGO match. He's a CS Source player. He's played in the past,
That's right.
and he's probably a great casual player, but he just never really strapped him up to go into it on a competitive level. And man, oh man, it showed Scream went nuts that game, but it just didn't work out for them. So, hey, nice to see Valens doing that well. You're right.
Good lad. Nice man as well. I'm going to have to go back on the chat.
He did say to us, "Hype me up, boys."
We did. I always hype him up. He's a nice man. He's always been nice to me. Okay. Astralis ready. Ready to go too. There we go, ladies and gents. We'll be underway very shortly. They're back on the server. Zipex is back on. And they're talking about using Ventrilo for the next game. That would be a blast in the past. Bit of a classic there. Xfire, potentially, they're saying now, or MSN Messenger.
I hadn't know. Oh, Xfire.
Yeah.
Oh, they're saying use that instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, Xfire was great. That's how I used to track all of my hours before
That's
Steam
all the
did
COD
it for
players
you.
used as well,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Yep, COD 4. That was all Xfire. all X-Fire.
I had it. It was a cool idea. It was ahead of its time. It's basically Steam Friends. It tracks all your hours and stuff.
Exactly. It's now behind its time. Steam does all that for you, and everyone has Discord. So it's kind of faded out, I think. Again, I couldn't even remember my login if I tried. But yeah, it was super integral for the COD 4 days. I wonder if I log in if anyone's still using it. Surely someone has to be.
Still going strong, just in case someone comes online again, just like an old abandoned radio.
Hey, 10-man?
Hey, bro, you saw that?
Want to play a 10-man? I did have someone message me not long ago and ask me for a COD 4 10-man. I was like, really, dude?
Amazing.
Don't even know if I have my CD key anymore.
Well, it looks like we are good. Zipex is purchased at least. I can see some chatter going on still.
Someone's pointed out, I just saw it on Reddit. I didn't notice this because we've had a number of, well, I shouldn't say number. We've had a few MP5s in this game. The graphics not implemented into the HUD yet, so it shows a broken image file.
Where's that, sorry?
So see how Zipex is carrying the AK-47?
Yeah.
If they pick up an MP5, it shows a broken image file.
Oh, okay. It's because it has to be renamed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the problem. So it needs to be, it's calling up probably just MP5 instead of MP5S, and that's why it doesn't get called up. So we had this problem of a tournament. That was the solution. So
there you go. Why don't you go tell them?
I can go now if you want.
Yeah, I'll pause it. We've already got a pause. I'll just tell them to keep it paused.
Yeah, Henry's coming. So admin being called to unpause the game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is a best of one. It's the first game of the tournament. We have 3 going on at once, this one included. Everyone's ready. I've said that maybe 5 times now. Hopefully it will be getting underway very shortly. I'll check in with the other games as well. There to see if there's anything coming to a close there. So, 14-13 for FaZe against NIP. So they're bringing it back, NIP. Na'Vi have found match points against Cloud9. Looks like that will be closed out shortly. Commiserations to Cloud9. And we're back here at 13-8. Astralis so close to victory. But I'm going to have to wait a little longer to see if they can close it out early. I would say that MiBR can keep this one in their favor. Remember, though, as I said before, this round pretty much determines the outcome of the game. If MiBR don't win this, I would say it's over, unfortunately, for all of us adoring fans. But if they can win it, they'll actually build up some residual cash and have a chance to pull this back.
Just want to note as well that Valens and Kiyashima, who's new to Cloud9, newer than Fluffy,
2 stand-ins pretty much.
They won a 2v4.
Did they?
That was one of the highlights in that game.
That's sick.
So, not bad.
2 stand-ins, not ideal, but what can you do?
Well, Henry, it means they can't be counter-stratted.
That's true. Got to take those benefits where you can. We're unpaused. We're off. Let's go. We'll bring you the hype and try and build this one back up as MiBR will come in with 5 rifles, 2 of which are AK-47s, and no AWP on the T side either. They are fully equipped, but they're pretty much broken as well. They maybe have one more buy in them, maybe a scrappy one though. Depends if the bomb goes down as we enter round number 22. Let's get it done. Stewie and Fallen aggressive towards B. Initial nades not connect any damage whatsoever, and Device will push past the smoke and get himself towards logs. That 3-man stack, the same one with Tarek up on the quad. Why not? It worked once. Don't need to change it if they weren't aware of it before. They probably weren't expected to do it again. Ideally, you would like the silenced M4 in that sort of position map, but obviously the M4A4 works out just as well, but just for that stealth factor, so don't get pre-fired potentially straight away.
Absolutely. Dupree gets up on top of the balcony at Boiler. He'll fire into the hallway just to make sure no one's up close. Certainly gives away to the fact for both Tarek and Fur that he is there. So you said it, just to touch on it, because it's been some time since you said it. Reset potential. Monumental. It's massive. It's a make or break almost for MiBR at this point. So finally we're seeing some slow rounds as things start to heat up, quite literally. Molotovs thrown down, 2 of them. One off the skybox, one bounced off the wall to cover top side of Banana. They leave just enough of a path for Stewie to get on top of the sandbags. They get flashed in. Lovely lineup as he takes down 3. Bomb dropped as well, and he's not done there. Dupree's next in line. Smoke down will disallow him from spotting Zipex, but you can forget your reset as Cloud9 look to take the round.
Absolutely stunning. Stewie 2K lights them up at the B bomb site, pushes aggressively, and doesn't drop anything at all. It's going to be 5 players surviving from MiBR. Nothing but headshots as well. That was absolutely epic. from young Stu. You can see the flashbang, how effective that is. It's all down to his teammate as well, backing him up with that flash. But 4 kills for Stu. That is a round where he completely carries them. That's why the AK is so effective, because you're not going to be sacrificing the fact you have an M4 and you're going to dink them once and have to focus on that 1 kill. As soon as that headshot connects to the AK, they're going down. That's why it's a valuable item to take over on the CT
I
side.
may or may not have said Cloud9 to take the rounds, all right?
Oh, did you
Old
really?
habits die hard. I'm sorry, MiBR. I'll address your lawyers when you send me the letter. It's fine, everyone.
You did that in the most hype moment of the game.
How to ruin the cast.
We've been waiting for clips to be available for us for a long time now.
Yeah, it's
All
true.
week we've been denied, and now that's happened.
Congratulations to MiBR.
To be fair, I didn't even catch it when you did it. It felt so natural.
It did, didn't it?
Oh well.
It's
It's
okay.
all part of the fun.
It was just testing you to see if you were paying attention, audience, and it turns out on Twitch chat you very much are.
5 on 3. As to be fair, I probably would have carried on with it. I'd just gone with you. I'd have been like, yeah, Cloud9 are looking stunning. Great stuff. But anyway, I guess it's because we were talking about them so long before in the other stream. I guess it got planted in your brain. But it's still a 5 versus 1. This is so good from MiBR. We've got a game on our hands, ladies and gents. This is going to be a great finish now. But there we go. Double digits and presumably the full eco now for Astralis. Their loss bonus going to be at the 3rd stage, in fact. So this is, as predicted, the game of the day, I would say. Let's see if any of the others have quite ended yet. 15-14 against FaZe and NIP. Now they still yet to close their one out. It looks like all the games are going the distance. You love to see that to kick things off.
Yeah, brilliant way to start the event.
So many good teams here. We have 6 in total, so smaller in some aspects, but it means we can focus more on these games and
It's
bring in the
quality.
action.
It's absolutely quality over quantity. I mean,
Yes.
you've got number 1, number 2 here currently in the world. You don't have Team Liquid. That would be number 3 right now, in my opinion.
Yes.
You could interchange them maybe on their best days against Navi. Obviously, Cloud9 sits well down the order right now, but that's also in part to the fact that they only have 4 players listed in their scoring, their rating, whereas it could easily be 5. Sorry, it could easily be higher if they had 5. But everyone in this tournament is so solid overall. Nonetheless, Cold, Stewie, they'll take out Dupree and Glaive. Not done yet, though. It's Zippix that's gotten Fur down with the CZ75. Cold's gone wide. He's expecting them to take that kill and run with it, and they will. Little 360 from Zippix.
It's not bad, is it?
Styling.
Yeah, it's going to be Magus now. Not really much of a chance of the bomb down and falling coming in behind him, but it will be another run on the board for MiBR. That's against the Eco. They need to continue that pace. They've woken up now. Stewie lights the fire beneath them with the 4K towards Banana, and the match is going to be paused at this point. Tactical, I would imagine, at this stage, as Astralis start to get money back in their favor, probably deliberating over whether the AWP is going to be a worthy weapon. In round number 25, it would be a difficult purchase for them. Zipex would have to drop it for Device, and Device obviously has to drop back the AK. So we'll see whether that's the case here. Didn't see Fallen do too much work with it on the T side for them. Cold Zero with the AWP for MiBR, so he's more than capable of using the weapon. He's always been the secondary AWPer to Fallen. As the unpause comes in, his average damage per round. Cold Zero, 28 kills now, starting to get back into the swing of things. I say that, it sounds like a monstrous amount of kills, but as Matt pointed out, he had 24 after the second round, I believe, of the second half. So
20. Yeah, I think it was 23 on round 17.
right, okay, so there we go. So yeah, he's starting to get back into it in terms of the gun round performances, and just in time as well, just as they were breaking point. And we're off. Cold Zero with the AWP heading towards middle. Drops his smoke early as well. Interesting. So what's he trying to suggest there? Actually rotates back round towards quad to assist in the apartments. He dropped that smoke early to allow him to go in the apartments with his teammate Tarek, so they can leave middle alone for a good, like, maybe 20 seconds or so.
Tarek has perfect placement, but no knowledge of the fact Dupree is on the other side of that wall. He's getting picked at by Glaive. So he'll have to back down the hallway. No one really capitalizing on the fact that they were spraying in there. Dupree hadn't comfortably cleared his angle yet, but once again, it's alt middle that they take control of, and then the rotation back toward Banana instead.
Just like I say, a big welcome to all our new viewers from the ANC stream. This is the game of the day. I've been building it up, and you've got some OK casters to go with it as well. It's Henry G and Sedekis bringing you Astralis and MiBR.
Not
this
Cloud9.
one's just heating up as well. You've arrived just in time as MiBR start to get back in the game. And this is round number 25, and a B execution is coming through.
Smokes down both directions. That'll hold off the take from top banana. Stewie's going to rotate around knowing that he's cut out and needs to be able to try and support as they have to rotate back through from CT. So no one in the site. Flash and Smoke Master, Smoke Criminal is going to go all the way in. Gets to new box. That's good read of utility because he could have been caught out in that transition all too easily, and he and Fallen now have a crossfire set up. No plant coming through as of yet, and likely no round in favor of Astralis. They've turned this back at 13-8. The economy could have easily been broken against them. Stewie pulled off a 4K, and now we're about to have a one-round difference between the two. Dupree and Magisk shut down Stewie and further men to do it. It's on. Absolutely on. Astralis are going to have to suddenly be the teams looking to take timeouts because it's slipping away quickly.
It really is, and Stewie's looking unbelievably sharp. It just goes back to that point. You give that guy an AK-47, he's going to do God's work with it. Absolutely brilliant stuff from him, looking incredibly good on the B-bomb side there. We're going to see another pause from Astralis. A loss bonus now at maximum, but they still don't have enough to buy here. They're going to have to take a partial. This is not worth the investment. They'd be throwing away the game potentially if they went for this one with the Galils and AKs. It's just not worth it. It's going to have to be CZ's, Deagle armor, maybe a couple of SMGs, and there was some utility. They're going to get $3,400 per player. If they get the bomb down, obviously even more. There he is, looking hyped now. Finding his place in this team. It's been a rocky road for Stewie ever since the Cloud9 days finished. Joining this team, he was the first pickup. Tarek comes in as well. Hasn't shown us that world-class form yet in a massive LAN and found that trophy they're looking for, a big tournament victory. But this is a very good performance in the second half from him. And like I said, Tech9s now, CZs, Deagles, about what you'd expect with the smokes there as well. You can absolutely win these rounds.
Absolutely. I mean, the pace in the first half was so fast that pistols were certainly winnable, given... I mean, we saw it. We saw it against Astralis when MiBR was on the attack. They overwhelmed them. They picked them apart at Arch. They picked up one gun. They nearly pulled off rounds. They got it down to 2 versus 2 so quickly. I think that was actually the second round of the game. So it's definitely doable. MiBR's logo engulfed in flames. Them finally on a winning streak. We saw that from Astralis as well when they were on the CT side. Fallen finds one on Magisk. That's before they cross over. Damage inflicted back onto him as he gets a shot through the smoke, but it's going to have to be this perfect setup, and it really is. You've got one at... Okay, well, it was. You've got one at Graveyard easily to cut them off when they run by the library. A second inside of the palace, or rather the apartments, but look how low Tarek's gone. He's tagged to 1 HP. The op went down immediately. They get a plant out of this, and it's winnable. Stewie really has to be the savior.
Dupree has been working on his AWPing skills for the last year or so. He can definitely cause some damage with this weapon. Going to deploy more utility towards the library side as he holds up in the pit. This is looking very good. It's a 3-on-2 sure, but they definitely have a shout of this one. Dupree holding at the broken wall position. He knows he has to hunt for the first frag here. They've got the AWP with a flashbang a little bit too strong, and so's the aim from Fallen. Takes 2 down, and that's really disciplined there, Matt. They waited until everyone was available, the flashbang was ready, and they peaked together. Even if that orb connects, it's not getting a second kill. Very well done from MiBR, and now they're on fire.
Absolutely, they are. And Astralis are having problems. You could see it. As soon as he was flashed off and he called that he couldn't shoot, didn't take the preemptive strike, Zipix has to get aggressive, and he doesn't have the HP to do so. Didn't have the weaponry, and he just gets absolutely destroyed. Good read from Fallen early on. He did, like I say, get dinked on the way by from that, but Fallen closing it with that, what was it, 7 HP that he had, nonetheless. Well struck, and we've got a tie game. Massive turnaround. It was 10-5 at half for those of you who have joined us from the other 2 matches. So great turnaround from MiBR. Flames, oh, they're going to reach. They're going to reach, and not only will they reach, a nade comes in on top of it. Good play from Stewie. Glaive's gone.
5-on-4. Astralis get a taste of their own medicine, and boy, is it bitter. 8 cheese to the face, losing the first player. In-game leader goes down. And it will be now the dying stages of this best of 1. MiBR are back. They've got another advantage here. Stewie, is that 1 HP? Indeed it is. So he'll be in the boosted position looking at that 1 kill. And it's intelligent to have a player beneath. That suggests there might not be a boost there. If Fallen could show enough presence towards the CT area, even the smoke's down, just to shroud the fact that Stewie will be boosted above. And now a very tentative and passive hold here from MiBR. Don't want to give too much up here for the only one I'd say in a aggressive position. Holding in towards Boiler. Look at that first frag. That's enough. He can fall back at this point, but the player's coming from Oh my goodness, the apartments as well. That's Zipex with 2. Cold Zera, he's got the AWP. He'll take 1 down. He's going to hit the second as well. That's a brilliant shot. Surely Zipex can't pull this one back. He's good in these situations. It only has 6 HP. Bomb in front of him. He'll drop the flashbang and try to get the hell out of there. Great movement so far. How's he pulled that one off? It won't be enough to win the round, but Matt, that was a great idea.
Super sick. I thought he was trying to bail back to the hallway. He knows exactly the distance to the railing, jumps down and isolates a one-on-one. Clever, good effort, but Cold, man, oh man, looking solid on that AWP. Thought he was actually going to get collateral at quad. Still managed to get the second shot anyway. But MiBR, if you're going to have a lead, you better have it late, and they do. They started off with the pistol, the second round conversion, and then the economy kind of went away from them in the first half. And now we find them at 14-13, 2 to go. Astralis have given up 7 rounds by my count, at least. Double check that. I think it's 7 rounds in a row.
Yep.
It is. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, they're on fire and then some, MiBR. That's not bad at all. Average damage per round, 111 for Cold Zera, 30 frags to his name. Always been such a beast on Inferno. Continues that good form here. The world's best on the ropes now with the maximum loss bonus, of course. And they will have a full buy here. No all for Device once again. He's certainly gone quiet here in the second half. Looking for match point, MiBR now. We'll send Cold Zera as the main AWP once again, not fallen. Device Molotov at the start just to push CT's back, and they'll be waiting to extinguish flames if they touch him. Didn't feel safe. Deploys the smoke, and it's always a gutting feeling, but it has to be done. Self-preservation and all that. Takes a nade still as he encroaches towards the barrel position. Coming to what could be an derivative. There's no overtimes in the group stages here.
Absolutely right.
So there is that.
It's tie games. They count for points, and we get through it. It's a cool format. It's really, how do I describe it? It's not so cutthroat playoff style. It really is about performing. It's more of like a sports tournament. Like when I used to go to hockey tournaments as a kid, you could tie. There was no overtimes, and it was round robin based. It really is a true round robin in that there's no overtimes in that sense. Lets it come down to round difference, etc. 48 seconds left in round 28. Astralis on the back foot for the first time in quite a while. First time really all game, to be honest with you. They've got 8Ks to work with. As Fur is inside of the cubby. He's going that direction. I'll have to extinguish the one at the pit. Tarek's left on his own because the cubby now has support from both Library and the Arch. They're going to push through it. Cold gets one on the off. He's traded out, and a missed shot from Tarek on top of the Respa. The bicycle, I should say, allows Astralis into the site. First time in a while. 4 players left up for them, and Zipex is working down the hall. Fur's found. This one finally looks like it's going to go their way. 14-14 has fallen. Gets a removed by Magisk.
That execution, not bad at all from Astralis there. You can see the power and numbers after the smokes are deployed, trading out effectively. And finally, after 7 rounds in a row, they've broken the streak of MiBR here. It's going to be round number 29. Double orb setup. That's the adjustment here. Magisk using that smoke towards the library and the bomb side as well, just to give him a bit of space to focus on these key positions. Stewie pushes through, trying to recover the situation, but to no such luck. We'll see whether this double AWP is going to find match point from MiBR. Device brings out his sniper for the first time on the T side as well. Smokes, Molotovs deployed, HEs as well. It's a back and forth affair as usual towards the B side. Flash over, does Device fancy it? Not quite. He's going to bide his time and make sure he doesn't give up a free kill there.
Back for Cold. He'll cover off from Graveyard. He wants to watch inside of the apartments. Really, that's all he has to do. They don't need, with the current setup at Atrium, anyone toward the Arch. Just don't. We've got our zooming mini-map. Fallen. He's got his op as well, double, and looks to try and find Device. Up close, it's Magisk instead that actually gets shown. And Device can't respond because he was fully flashed, even though he knew that meant that Fallen was up close, and he had the position to swing out and try and catch him retreating. He just couldn't do it. He didn't have the vision. Tarek removed. Great play, Dupree. Great read. Knows that one up usually means one under, and checks both positions. Cold, great shot on top of the site, still with the AWP, but he's not ready for Zipex, who goes above the smoke and goes above the Call of Duty on entry as well, because Stewie goes down. That's another game, but you know what I meant.
That was so good from Dupree. I hope we get to see that from his POV. It's that same setup from MiBR again. They've thrown that 3 times now on their CT side. It was so successful before. We didn't see it in effect in the second, but Dupree, like you said, so aware of it when it comes down to this round. Fallen has no choice but to save the AWP, and there we have it. It'll be Astralis posting match point first. But remember, no overtimes here. MiBR, the best they can get out of this game now is a draw.
Plenty, I say plenty of money. There's money enough that they'll be able to buy with Fallen holding on to this op, because they'll be able to get a drop from, just trying to look at it, you've changed it to Stewie, so he's got 4,500.
Yes, and he'll get a bit more as well. It would be a 6,400 going into
4,500 pre-round ending,
exactly,
so 64 now.
So round number 30. It's a big gutting for MiBR. Astralis now already have points in their group. That's it. It's going to be on the board already. There's a point there for them, but can they find all of them? You can see Dupree nailing it towards quad. That's so sick. As Zipex will help him out as well. Stewie isolated on the side. He couldn't find more than one there. And Zipex will batter them. You can see a calm Dupree. It's been working out as well. It's looking lean there. Good job.
Light and lean.
Yeah.
That's the name of my, maybe it's light and fit. My dog food.
Is it really?
Yeah, something like that.
He's looking good, is all I'm saying. Round 30, and we'll see.
My dog food. I eat dog
Just
food.
joining in. Have a little nibble. Final round.
This game started so quickly with huge pace as well. It's certainly gone the distance due to timeouts, a bit of a technical issue with TeamSpeak in the middle of it. And now it's been slowed down based on strategy because they know what's on the line. We're pretty much ready to go for the second maps for most of the other teams.
Yes.
These guys will get a breather, but it'll be a quick one. Albeit they're pros, they'll be ready for that.
I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to get stuck in, but yes, we have one more best of one to bring you in this stream, 3 in total. Round 30. Nail-biting affair here. Dupree, this is so sick. Does he know? Doesn't seem to be the case. Fur does, though. 5 on 4. Device has been naded as well. This is going to be a really difficult round to bring back now.
A WP in hand. Flash means he wants to peek it, not smokes. He does not have... Well, he does have one, but he does not have the gold to try and cut that off too soon without utility. He will now fall and stare, and he catches it out. 2 down already, and no damage in return. This time damage will be, though, because Glaive is easily able to dispose of Fallen, having missed the previous shot. Whether he was distracted by the flames or not, that's up for debate. So with slight chances, Glaive goes again. Stewie down. They might actually... Oh, what? From trying to save the round to winning it and winning the map. As Fur, through the smoke, though, finds... Glaive, bomb gets dropped temporarily. Magisk, he's going to try and Molotov himself off, excuse me. There could have been a push on that. Fur was far enough forward, he could have gotten by the flames, but it would have been at what cost? Because the smoke down, he still would have had to push it essentially in a 1-on-3 in that situation. Magisk gets back behind Emo. Zipex still holding from Banana. He'll have to do it now at a 1-on-2. Gets help from Magisk before he perishes, and they should check this. Cold's trying to bait out the shots. Back turn, he wants water instead. 1-on-1. And now, surely the upper hand goes to Zipex. No smoke to go on top of the ball makes the shot even easier. Kit's on it. He's going to try and hold it. Flash for Fur. He's still holding it. He's still holding it, but Zipex just barely gets there. 16-14. Even Zonic was a little worried by that.
Dude, there was 0.4 seconds left on that defuse. He went for it. Fur was actually on the bomb. He times that to perfection, and it's going to be 16-14. What an absolutely fantastic game to kick off the Blast Pro Series. And your hometown heroes, Astralis, will take all of the points. There we are.
And not only did they take all of the points, that's a rematch from last year's. Wow, what an echo chamber. That's a rematch from last year's final, and Astralis win it this time. Unbelievable. We're not going to waste any time. We said we've got the next maps coming up. Remember, all 6 teams play at once. We're going to take a break. We'll see you there.
Reminders, I haven't been doing them much lately, but it was a daily reminder to brush your teeth, and it's a reply from GetRight, who actually replied to a few of them, showing him brushing his teeth. And I think it's really cool that, you know, he like actually went to the next step and took a picture of him doing it.